What if you could grow anything with $0? And I mean literally anything. A personal brand, a music brand, or a business without any advertising. I'm not talking about Kim Kardashian, McDonald's, Nike, Apple, or any of these famous brands. I'm talking about building a business empire from the shadows without investing millions on memorable brand. In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain my worldviews around 3M that broke all the rules in the modern brand books, built a $50 billion business, and how you can apply the same strategies to build anything at an exponential rate. If you listen to this 14 years old introduction of 3M, you'll find that even the reporter is having a hard time reading what this company actually does.
The diversified company makes products through 6 operating segments: consumer and office, display and graphics, electro and communications, healthcare through 3M Healthcare.
Now, if you compare that to a 20-year-old Mark Zuckerberg,
What is the Facebook exactly?
It's an online directory that connects people through universities and colleges through their social networks there.
it's a completely different story. Many business books would suggest if you can't articulate what your brand does, it won't be successful. Some people for sure know the 3M products, but hardly anyone knows what the 3M brand stands for. Despite that, this company is ranked number 102 in Fortune 500 list of the largest US corporations by total revenue. And so, how did they do it? They followed an exponential protocol that guides them through 3 essential stages of their business. This protocol can be applied to grow anything exponentially. Architect phase. The architect phase is characterized by shaping the brand. What value does the brand provide to its customers? It takes months and sometimes years for the brand to test numerous ideas through trial and error. The outcomes are adapt or simply die. Many exponential companies made some epic mistakes over this period. In fact, for 3M, this phase began with its founding in 1902 as a mining venture. The name was originally the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company, thus 3M. But they quickly changed the course of the company, and they are no longer a mining company, but only a manufacturing company. It's not uncommon to see such a drastic shifts with the big brands. Many exponential companies began as completely different business before pivoting to the models that made them well known. Nokia was originally a paper mill company. Avon's founder David McConnell initially sold books door to door. Lego began manufacturing wooden stepladders. And people do this too. Just think of how many people you know that work in a completely different field than they initially studied. And then it's obvious that it was never about the company. It was always about the founders. People are the architects. They project their world visions through their brand. This is exactly the story of 3M. It started as a mining fiasco which nearly destroyed the company. Instead of giving up, the 5 original founders pivoted focus from mining to abrasive and manufacturing. The company moved to Duluth in Minnesota. Instead of mining the material, they started to purchase abrasive minerals and used it to manufacture sandpaper. 3M transitions from the architect phase to building its foundation for the next decade of exponential growth. 3M is forging an example for us. Architect phase is all about your brand trajectory. Embrace change during the architect phase. In fact, the lack of change is a sign that you are likely to fail. The main goal over this period is to figure out brand trajectory and keep your head above water. And for 3M, it was manufacturing. The stonemasons phase of exponential brands involves laying down the core strategies and products that later fuel exponential growth. If you lay bricks one by one, you will eventually build a house. There are other things, but there's nothing that contributes more to turning the idea of a house into reality than actually showing up every day and laying the bricks. The stonemasons phase is the bedrock of any exponential brand. Hard work is easy to measure and it leads to predictable results. For 3M, the start of their first successful product line wasn't the light bulb, or combustion engine, or revolutionary mobile device. It was sandpaper. They revolutionized a seemingly simple product. The company patented and introduced waterproof sandpaper, the world's first water-resistant abrasive. Automobile manufacturers could use the product with water to reduce dust and decrease the friction during manufacture. 3M didn't choose to build a famous product and marketing around them. They chose to build the most useful product. 3M showed their commitments to research and development. They built a culture around innovation among employees. And one way to do that for 3M was to implement the 15% rule. The 15% rule famously allows its employees to spend 15% of their work time on projects of their own choosing. It led to the invention of wet or dry sandpaper and later the iconic Scotch tape. It's at this stage that 3M's strategy of empowering employees to develop new ideas later fueled their future exponential growth. But this is where 3M faced their greatest challenge. Manufacturing is extremely difficult. It's a low-margin business, yet a very competitive industry. Every time 3M had an idea to improve their products, competitors always showed up and stole their idea. What could they do? 3M understood this game better than others. That's why they started to patent their ideas on a big scale. When the product or its features were patented, they were protected. Competitors could no longer touch them. This part of the video took so much effort, and I'm only asking you, if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, and back to the content. It wasn't a genius marketer, chemist, or inventor that would impact the company exponential growth. Instead, it was William L. McKnight that joined Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company as an assistant bookkeeper and would become the best known for shaping the company's culture of innovation and collaboration, later becoming one of the valuable members of the board. He was the one that introduced the 15% rule. If you were looking for miraculous products or marketing campaigns behind their success, I'm sorry to tell you, but you won't find it. That's the beauty of the 3M success. They proved when you are building the brand in the stonemason stage, you need to focus on choosing a simple way to measure your progress. For 3M, it was the number of products they have with the great features and patents that protect them. And then just focus on laying down bricks day by day as a stonemason. 3M as a company, instead of focusing on just one product category, they use their innovative approach across a wide spectrum of industries. For example, 3M's ceramic coating technology was derived from the expertise in ceramic materials initially used in dental products. And that's a big jump from dental to automotive. If they were obsessed with the marketing, they couldn't have done it. If they were obsessed with the design and branding, they couldn't have done it. They did it because they focused on true product innovation and became best at it, which enabled the last stage, the exponential stage. For anyone outside of the company, this is the phase that most people call overnight success. This is the phase when really anyone can see a revenue, profits, adoption, or simply a stock price go bananas. But exponential growth happens very rarely. Only a few brands in the world can achieve such a money growth at the end of the curve. And 3M achieved near exponential growth. There is a misconception that companies need to have public awareness in order to be successful. People are told lies about what is needed to grow a brand. You don't need to post on socials, you don't need to be on Google, you don't need a fancy logo or to advertise on expensive locations. That's a myth and marketing lie. People think well-known brand is a key to success, but look around yourself right now. Most products around you, especially that have no deep value, are brandless. Not that they don't have a name, it just doesn't matter. If you think about it, awareness is really just information. And information moves through what I call a fabric of space. And it influences the space around it, like a gravity. And what people get wrong is that the information is not that the 3M brand is selling sandpaper. No, it's that the sandpaper is of good quality. The higher the quality, the stronger the gravitational forces around that product, but not the brand. Initially, customers are formed around the products, not brands. It's only when you hear repeatedly that the sandpaper from 3M brand is a good quality, you will start to seek other 3M products. 3M knew you can't play blackjack with the chess strategy. If you think Louis Vuitton is a manufacturer, you don't understand their business. If you watch my previous video, The material cost of making $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag is $100. They operate at 35% margin and just 10% of the cost of the material. They are not manufacturers, they are a marketing company. Same as Coca-Cola is not a beverage producer, they are a marketing company. That's what defines them. So sure, 3M does manufacture products, they need to keep their costs low. But what really separates them from the competitors are not prices or marketing, it's the features and values their products provide. They are in an invention and patent business. Unlike with Louis Vuitton bag and Coca-Cola, people don't have a desire for 3M products. They are tools. People need it for the features they provide. And 3M understood that and used everything they've done so far for their last stage of growth, the exponential phase. They follow the clear direction of inventing useful tools from the architect phase. For the next 100 years of the stonemason stage, they built brick by brick, product by product, a portfolio of 60,000 useful products. They doubled down on their innovation and diversification. 3M protected their unfair advantage by registering a stunning 68,864 patents globally. There was only one way to expand even further their strategy. What they were not able to innovate or disrupt, they acquired, expanding even further their product line. All of these actions compounded into exponential inflection point. Only one thing was missing. To remove the limiting factor, they had to reach to more of their customers. The last missing piece of their exponential strategy was expansion. They needed to extend their reach into new countries and regions, to get exposure to untapped markets. When you have a working business model and a clear vision of what business you are in, expanding to foreign markets is not difficult. By adapting their business strategy to meet local regulations, 3M could increase their global presence and fuel their exponential growth to the size of the company you can see today. By the way, if you made it so far in this video, maybe you want to start a brand of your own. In that case, join my newsletter or my exponential brand community. If you want to know how a brand like Louis Vuitton is able to have a $100 cost on a $3,000 bag and learn a bit more about their marketing business model, you have to watch this video.